about 150 Christian Avenue, but if you're not, that's a perfect example. So one of the things the town is doing right now, and I don't know if it passed yet because I'm taking a lead for the campaign. I believe it did pass. Councilman Fiore Rosenfeld, the representative for this area, for many, many years, the federal government and the federal court system was very restrictive in what the town could define as a family in terms of not who you are, but the numbers of people. So the old law that the town had used to require, it said no more than 8 unrelated people. But the burden for proving that they were related was on the town. And that's nearly impossible because you have to get genealogical studies and it would almost never be enforceable. The federal court systems, especially in this area, have started changing those rulings, and as they've changed the ruling, the town just changed the law. We've lowered the number of people, but the most important piece is that it's no longer our responsibility to prove that they're related. The responsibility is on the people in the home to prove that there's a relation.
How many unrelated individuals live in the house?
I believe that the law allowed us to go from 8 to 6. So, listen, I think the number should be lower for unrelated individuals. I really do. But the federal court system, they view this as a Fair Housing Act, and they view it as a discrimination. And if we go too far, we will be party to a very expensive federal lawsuit. But I think the most important part is, when our attorneys would go to court, can't prove that they are, but now that it's on the people in the home's responsibility to prove, it will make it harder for them to do so, because we know we have college students that do that. Now, the other piece of that, beyond changing our laws to make it more difficult for that, and 150 Christian Avenue has been fined and fined and fined, is there's 2 pieces. First, a lot of these places, if they are legal, or attempt to be legal, they get a building permit. And what we do have in some instances is we have people who have a never-ending building permit. So they'll get it, and before it's closed, they'll renew it because the renewal fee is cheaper than the taxes they'll have to pay. So I think what the town should do is there should be an escalation. So I don't know what the number is, but let's say the first building permit is $100. Okay, you get a year. The second time, unless you have a good reason, hey, my contractor jumped out on me or something, if it's just sitting there, well, the next time it should be more expensive to make it to the point that either do the renovation or don't do the renovation. But don't have this never-ending permit, which keeps you in limbo and makes it difficult for us to prosecute. The other thing is we have to work with the university. I know the university is planning to build more housing on campus, and I think that will be good because I know that the population of the university is changing. More and more, less commuters and more permanent students, and that's what's driving into some of the communities around.
I think the fine system is probably a little too low. When the yield on a house or a rental house, college house, is about $7,000 a month. With a $1,400 or even $2,000 mortgage payment, you find that landlord $2,000, even $5,000.
We've prosecuted ones that the monthly rent was far in excess of $7,000.
This is what I'm saying. So the fine system, obviously, you find something $50,000.